Shy Yeti.
Hello, Moses.
How are you? Hope you're fine. It is the Shy Yeti show.
Okay, where you go?
Why have I got horns?
Oh no.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, there's going to be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep?
Oh, your show's getting so international, Paul.
Boy, he said all that Shy is right.
It's such a wimp.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Paul.
I don't know how he's done it.
Excellent.
793.
793. Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast de Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? Oh, I'm all right. Yes. So, what's this episode about? Well, we're a little bit concerned about Hubert. He's been going through quite a lot recently, you know, with the whole poison pen power business, and sort of agreed that we'd encourage Yeti Uncle John to remove the magpies at one point because, you know. Yes, Deals. I know you don't like the magpies, but you know your prejudice. It's getting out of hand. You got to be inclusive these days. Okay, right? Sorry. So yeah. Now everything's turned around. Ever since the poison pen letters, Hubert's been very anxious, and we're trying to sort of, you know, make him feel more confident again, because, you know, he's usually such a confident person. He's actually asked for the magpies to sort of act as bodyguards. So we're going to pop over, and I think Ick's coming over and Cromity's coming over. I've got some nice biscuits I'm going to give him. Yes, you can have some biscuits too, Deals.
What?
Deals. Who's that? Hello? Anyway, so yes, we're yes, I'm going to bring some biscuits over. I think Cromity's got some. He's got some sort of anxiety tonic, and Ick is bringing him a bottle of the perfume that he's been working on. Apparently, he's been tinkering with it because the last time somebody used Deals. The last time the perfume was used, everyone fell in love with themselves. Yes, Deals. We know you're in love with yourself. We know you took that perfume. Anyway, so I think we're going to start the show properly. So let's run the theme music, and when we come back, we'll be well on our way to see poor old Hubert and see if we can cheer him up a bit. Right, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
My favorite person is you.
Keep it rolling.
Yes, but it's positive thinking. The High Life, the Shy Life.
I'll go anyway from the
Hello, Captain.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I haven't found out my secret. What do you have?
I love the Yeti. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all gooey and meaty and yum.
It was enormous.
I don't think I'm ready to speak about it. Here comes the grizzly.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
It won't wait to begin.
It's all right. I'm just being an alien.
I like that.
Hi there.
Marvelous, Paul.
Cooking back, nothing.
Comedy, is that you? Yes, Paul. I'm just heading to Hubert. So are you still coming? Yes, but I'm going to be running a few minutes late. Have you heard from Ick at all? I think he'll be there too. I don't quite know what time. No, it's all right. It's all right. Well, Yeti Uncle John's out, so at least he won't, show up. Oh yes, isn't he doing something with Charlotte? He is. Yes, I'm not sure what, but anyway. So I bought these biscuits, and I'm wearing protective clothing, just like a rain mac, in case the magpie, because apparently the magpies are now in his house because he's using them as protection or for protection. Yes, that's what I've heard. Yes, I'm wearing a rain mac too. I think Eek will be as well, just in case. Yes. But I'll see you over there. I think I'm about to arrive now, so I'll see how he is. Or if you will, Paul. Yes, if you will. Yes. All right. Hubert.
Who goes there?
It's me.
Identify yourself.
It's me, Paul.
Oh, Paul. Let me open the door for you.
I just wanted to see how you are. Are you?
Is anybody out there with you?
Nobody's
Are you
out.
alone?
No, I'm alone. You haven't had any more poison pen letters. Surely those have all died away now, haven't they?
I don't know. Every day I expect more. I expect more things to happen. But one of the things that has been stressing me out about appearing on your little show is there's always things happening, and I'm not sure I like it. Become rather paranoid, and well, as you know, I've been keeping myself cloistered in my own bar, and I've closed the doors and no business here anymore. I don't want people over, and are you sure you weren't followed? Well, the thing is, I just never know what's going to happen. I'm very depressed.
I noticed the cellar bar was closed too, as you say, and but you've got the magpies looking after you now, haven't you? You're getting on with them, okay?
Yeah, it's rather embarrassing, but I felt rather alone after they left, and I realized that one thing they did above and beyond their just being existing in their annoying way is that they're rather good watchdogs, so to speak. And in my current state of paranoia, I've also employed your cat also to guard the place.
Hello, Deals. Hello.
Thank you, Deals.
He's just rushed to run off somewhere. He was no good when we had mice a while back, but maybe he's just good at... I guess people don't know he's not an attack cat. So that's his use is still sort of... Yes, hello, Deals. Yes, he still has a use.
Yes, he's frighteningly aggressive these days. Frighteningly aggressive. Yeah. And I think that deters people from coming in. Paul, I don't want anyone coming in here. I just feel distrustful of everyone and everything. And, it's become rather depressing existing here by myself, even if I do have the company of these ridiculous birds.
Well, they seem to be sort of, sat around in sort of, so every area is covered by a different magpie.
Yes. What's that? What have you got in your hand? You're carrying something. What is it?
It's biscuits.
Biscuits?
I thought you might like lovely chocolate biscuits. Yeah.
Well, open them up. I'll have Dealey eat one to see if it's all right. I can't trust anything. I'm rather sorry. I don't know that it could have botulism. Someone could have dropped some poison into it, injected it with some kind of amoeba. I don't know.
I'm not that happy about you feeding it a potentially poisoned. Well, they're not poisoned. So I guess I'll give Dealey a cookie.
All right. Why don't you have one, Paul?
I'll have one. Yes, of course. Yum yum. See, it's fine.
We'll see how fine you are in 10 minutes.
Let me sit down whilst you see whether it works. I'm afraid Comedy and Ick are coming over. They've got gifts.
I don't think they should. I don't. I feel stressed when there's large number of people. That's the thing. Let's just say more than one.
Comedy has anxiety tonic for you.
Oh,
should relax
really?
You. And Ick wants to give you one of his new perfumes, which he says should make you sort of feel relaxed.
Really? I would love nothing more than to feel relaxed once again. It's been quite some time since I can't even remember the last time I relaxed.
Just remember, you squirt on the perfume and you drink the anxiety tonic, not the other way around.
Oh.
Yes, Deals.
All right.
No, not you. Hubert. Oh, dear.
Deals, how did you like your biscuit?
Deals, he seems fine. You right, Deals? You okay? Yes, you're right, aren't you? Yes. Yeah.
Good.
He likes
good
it.
Little kitty.
He liked it. You liked it. Oh.
And you feel all right, Paul?
I feel
upset
fine.
Stomach. All right. All right. I accept your gift of the biscuits.
Yeah, I mean they're
really aren't biscuits. They're cookies. But anyway,
they're from.
Yeah, see, there's something wrong. You've been poisoned.
No, I just
you have a cough. What?
I'm a little bit allergic to magpies. Yeah, no, these are the best.
You're sure that's all? Just allergies?
Yes, these are the
Not
best.
Poison.
No, the cookies are like the best of the best from Kapow supermarket. So they weren't the cheap ones. I spent £3.75 on that packet. So
£3 of what? I mean
money. Anyway, why don't we sit down? Why don't you put the kettle on? Maybe I can share something else with the listeners whilst we just have a little chat, and maybe by the time that's finished, Ig or Poverty will be here. And
yes, tea, that would be good. Yes, settled. That's what I need to be, settled. Yes, I'll make tea.
Good. And listeners, you need to listen to this. Okay. This tea is very nice, thank you. I think the biscuits go very well with the tea, don't you?
Yes, the biscuits are odd taste, aftertaste of almonds. I don't know. I should be suspicious.
The biscuits are chocolate and almond.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I'll go. You stay there. I'll see who it is. Hello.
All right.
Hello, Paul. Hello, it's me. Oh, come on. Good.
Oh dear. I'm already stressed out.
No, don't be stressed. Cromitty's gonna. I've got something to help you, haven't you, Cromity?
Oh,
I have. I've.
Oh dear, you've been poisoned. Did you have any cookies? Do you have an aftertaste of almonds? I'm just trying to be cautious.
I told you it's chocolate, and in retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have got almond flavored cookies, but come in, Cromity. No, sorry, Paul. Yes, I have a tonic for you. It's one I've made myself, but I assure you it works. It will make you more relaxed. It's for anxiety. It's made with natural ingredients, and
yes,
and yes, you will enjoy it. Look, maybe I'm being well, Dealey and I have been being testers for everything. So I had to eat. I'll try the tonic, but I'll just take a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, okay, Paul. So yes, let's sit down. So I'll just take one dose. Yes, there are a few doses here. This should last you at least a week. Okay, well I'll take just one. Little sip. Is that the right amount? Yes, Paul, that should be fine.
Yes. How do you feel? See, there's something wrong with him. He didn't answer right away. Cromity, it's no good.
No, he's relaxed. I am very relaxed. I am relaxed.
Let me take your arm, and well.
Look, he's floppy. Look, he's floppy.
Yes.
Anyway, I wouldn't recommend taking it now, because you won't sleep tonight. But it's meant to take in the evening, and it'll make you relax, and then maybe you'll even end up going to bed earlier. So take it after we've gone,
right.
And I'll just leave it here. It doesn't have a label because, well, I made it, but I have no design skills. So anyway, there you go. I'll leave it on the table.
I'll take it later. Well, I suppose I should thank you, Cromity, old man. I do hope it helps. You know how overwhelmingly stressed I've been, I guess.
Yes, of course. and the magpies seem to be doing a good job of keeping an eye on things. So I can't imagine anyone's going to come creeping in, uninvited, or even the postman. But you've not had any.
He always rings twice. Yes.
Yes. And I believe that Yeti Uncle John has been sort of checking your mail for you every day to see if there's been any unwanted letters, and he says he hasn't seen one for days. So I reckon if whoever it was to blame, probably those poopcasters, I reckon that they've backed off. So that's good.
Yes, I asked him to do that for me. I asked him to hold all my mail and over on his side, and if there was an explosion, well, I'd be safe.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm very relaxed. Sorry.
Yes. Paul. Boo! Did that startle you, Paul?
No.
Did that make you afraid?
Oh, look, my phone's ringing. I'm just going to take this call. I think it's Toppy Smelly.
Okay.
I'll just go outside. I'll be back in a minute. Hi, Toffee. Hello.
Hey, Paul. I just wanted to check in with you, see how things are going on over there.
Really relaxed.
Really? You do sound relaxed. Been getting into the hooch, have you?
Well, no, there's been a bit of a thing with Hubert and poison pen letters, and he's very anxious. And
oh my God, is that still going on? Oh.
Yeah, the magpies are kind of keeping an eye on him, but I brought him some biscuits over, and obviously he has made, given he's got like an anxiety potion, but I because it was self-made, I volunteered to try it first.
Oh, that was good of you.
And it's very...
You do sound very...
it's working.
Relaxed.
Oh, yeah. It's working.
Maybe I can get some.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have a word with Cromitty, but... how is Aunt Tappy? How's everybody in Pickle Hollow?
They're fine. They report in every once in a while. Everybody seems busy. And Paul, you still there?
Yeah.
You still there, Paul?
I'm still
Hello?
there. Hello?
Okay. Hi. Just checking to see if you're still there.
I was just listening.
You are relaxed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I suppose I better go back in, otherwise... I'll give you a call when I'm a little less relaxed.
Okay, yeah. Maybe so. Maybe it's nap time. Hello?
Yes, I think maybe it might be.
All right.
Anyway, listeners, why didn't you say this bit, Toby? I was thinking it's probably a good moment to share something else with the listeners.
Go on, yeah, quite right.
You say it.
Yeah. Listeners, Paul needs to wake up a little. I think he's going to play something else for you. Because this has been scintillating. I got to tell you, Paul, that was the most scintillating conversation we ever had. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the clip, listeners.
All right, yes. And now for something completely different.
Hello, Martin. How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing quite all right, thank you, Paul.
Not feeling grumpy?
Well, no more than usual.
Oh, well, that's a good start. I'll make you grumpy.
Grumpy shows are always quite jolly. I listen back to them.
I know, recently.
Why do we say we're grumpy? We're jolly old souls.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
I don't know if, I don't quite know what order that all the ones we've done will go out. They won't necessarily go in month order, but yeah, I feel in chronological order we have become less grumpy recently. So
raving and ranting. I mean, and railing. I think railing against some of the injustices in life, but I don't actually ever feel that they're particularly. Oh bloody hell! It's all dreadful. I hate everything. I don't think we do that. I think we try and be upbeat. Even if it's stuff we're complaining about there, I don't think they're negative complaints. They're merely we're railing against the injustice of the world, and by God, the world offers a lot of it at the moment.
One of the subjects I wanted to discuss today, one of the subjects I wanted to talk about was travel sickness.
Oh my! Okay.
Were you an easy traveller when you were younger?
I don't recall having travel sickness. I do remember being particularly ill at a fairground once, I think because I had too much candy floss and was just feeling a bit ropey. But we didn't, when I was a child, we didn't have a car. My dad did know how to drive, but we didn't have a car. My grandparents had a car, so we would go over. They would pick us up and take us to their house, but we didn't do much in the way of driving. So if we went anyway, we went on trains and we went on buses, which I don't think I had a problem with. I mean, I am people in my life get terrible travel motion sickness and all those things about sitting on newspapers and all the theories that one of the people we know can't even travel on a bus without getting queasy. So it's I have a lot of sympathy for it. I suspect I have a lot less patience for it. I suspect if I was the driver and the person in the back was constantly, I feel sick, I would get very impatient with that, which is probably just as well I'm not a parent, really. I think I'd be oh bloody hell, we've got to get to, I don't know, Portsmouth by 2:30, and you're spending half your time in a lay-by with a bucket. You know,
I'm not sure if I'm like, I don't know if I get seasickness. Or whether I just haven't been on boats enough to, or on a choppy enough boat.
I remember being on a ferry once, going across to the channel, and it was one of those 4-hour crossings, and I was a bit queasy when I was indoors, but once I went up on deck and walked around, I was fine. But I remember going in a toilet on a North Sea, I think it was a North Sea ferry, and there was just some guy bent double over a urinal, just heaving into the urinal every single time the boat moved. And I say I'm usually fine as long as I'm in fresh air. I mean, there are things that, you know, I get, was it the inner ear thing? So there are certain things that make me feel dizzy, but I don't think I've ever got so dizzy. I mean, my problem really was always more to do with back in the days when I drank too much, and I could drink myself into a state which probably resembled seasickness, and probably had very similar results. But actually, most of the time, I was always I've been lucky in that regard. Occasionally, a couple of things on airplanes, occasionally, but generally not had a problem.
I tell you, when I can actually remember it, but I knew what the problem was, so I just had to not do it. It was like if I was going on a long car journey, because I was, you know, as a child, I was quite an avid reader, or maybe even with writing, even when I was young, and if I was reading a book in a car, it would be fine for the first 20 minutes or so, but then I start to feel hot, and then I start to feel nauseous, and it was, it's weird because when you're on a train and you read, you don't. I mean, it's just a different type of but definitely reading in a car was a no-no. Yeah,
it's interesting. I've heard that before. It's kind of like because you're looking down rather than if you're just looking at the road or the horizon. For some reason, it doesn't. But actually, your inner ear goes a bit wonky. I think it's funny because I've known people who have terrible motion sickness in cars, except when they're driving themselves. And when they're driving themselves, they don't have a problem. I sometimes don't like it when I'm a passenger in the back of a car, and you go, you know, but the car's moving left and right too much, and sometimes that can make me go, whoa, that, you know, I can feel that moment of nausea. But so I don't know whether it's your relationship or how distracted you are. That might help.
I remember it's not quite related, but I remember my friend Harry, whose dad had a Robin Reliant. That's the three-wheeled one, isn't it? Yeah. If he was travelling with me, or my dad picked him up to bring him over here, he sort of said to me once, I'm really nervous when I go in your dad's car. Basically because my dad was driving at a normal speed, and whereas his dad couldn't drive at a normal speed in a Robin Reliant because it would flip up. Yeah. So
they're not the most stable of vehicles, to be fair.
So I made the mistake of telling my dad, and he took a bit of offence. So I said, "Oh no, it's not. He is criticising you, but he only because he lives in this world, Robin Reliant world, where, you know, you'd be faster if you walked probably, or roller skated, or pogo sticks, or anything would be faster than the Robin Reliant." But
I think it's also a fear thing, Paul. I've not ever been very good with heights. So if I go too close to the edge and there's a sheer drop, that makes me very uncomfortable, and doesn't make me throw up, but it just makes me very uncomfortable. And I think when I was driving, if I know I particularly felt a bit odd on the is it the no, it's not the Clifton suspension, but the Avon crossing, the big bridge over the, you know, which takes you into Wales from England near to Bristol. That big crossing, that I remember being on a coach and looking to my left, and because obviously you're way above in a coach, you're quite high up, and you're above the barrier. I remember feeling very, very poorly, but that was more about my reaction to heights rather than my reaction to. I mean, I can, if I went to one of these IMAX cinemas once.
Oh yeah.
And it was like one of these, and it wasn't an IMAX film. It was an IMAX. Well, it was an IMAX film, but what I mean, it wasn't a feature film. It was one of these, how great is IMAX? Look at this shows. And it was this helicopter that just went over the Grand Canyon, over the edge. And my nausea there was just, whoa, no, that's not, I can't do. Even though it's a projected image, it takes my brain to a very, I get quite nervous when I see, there's been a program I've been watching recently which is about a man climbing buildings. It's been on BBC 4, and I'm usually fine with it except when they suddenly take the camera and go off the edge. No.
Yeah, sometimes I get that tingle even when I'm watching, and I know I'm sitting at my desk at home.
You're there hanging onto the couch going, I don't like this. You're thinking it's silly. I mean, they're not going to show it if they but nevertheless, your brain just goes, no, I don't like the idea of being in that situation, and I suspect
even some of it, even some episodes of Treasure Hunt.
Yeah. It's the power of suggestion, though, Paul. That's the thing. I mean, you're not in the helicopter. You're just. You're not in that situation, you're not on those ropes, but your brain thinks, what would it be like if? I mean, I sometimes wake up from in the middle of the night because I've had a dream where I'm too close to the edge of something. I remember very clearly it was the Clifton suspension bridge, which is the Brunel one, the old one in Bristol, which is not the same as the one that goes across the Bristol Channel, but the Bristol Channel crossing, but the one that's actually across the Avon in Bristol. And I remember there's what are those cinema verity? No, what are they called? Those camera obscura. There's a camera obscura there, and there's a nice little park right that is all around, or at least it used to be. I don't know, maybe they've built on it now, but near to where the bridge was. And me and my friends, very nice, and we went for a walk towards the bridge. And I just started to feel really queasy with about 10, I don't know. It's a very thin-looking bridge and there's a very steep drop. And my brain just went, nope. And I really felt quite ill. And I mean, I've walked on some of the great bridges of the world. I've walked across them. And funnily enough, I walked across the Golden Gate Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge is a gorgeous bridge, and I do like walking bridges if they're available. I've walked across the Forth Bridge as well, and I think the interesting thing about the Golden Gate, I find, is that actually I don't mind looking down. I don't mind walking across it, but actually if I look up at the towers, for some reason, that's where I get dizzy, and that, I've never quite worked that out. I'm not looking down, I'm looking up. Why does that make me feel worse? But I think that's an inner ear thing as well, to be honest.
And I think also, I don't know, sometimes you can get sort of, I don't know, more. I mean, I think my dad, who used to be a chartered surveyor and estate agent, and used to go up quite high places and build houses or whatever. I think my mum has said that he didn't used to have a problem with it, but the older he's got,
I guess could be it. I'm just getting old. Yeah.
I wouldn't possibly like to comment.
I know, mate. I'm a raddled old whatever. Yeah.
I've got another subject for you.
Oh, okay.
What about trinkets or souvenirs? Are they worth bothering with, or are they just a waste of money?
Paul, you don't know my house. We don't really invite people into our house. Our house is full of clutter. I'm less inclined these days to buy trinkets. It's funny, actually. My partner tends to pick up traditionally whenever we go anywhere. She picks up a keyring for one of her relatives and a bookmark if they're available in the tat shop. as we always refer to them as tat shops. We've probably bought slightly too many fluffies, fluffy toys, of which have got a present from Clacton or whatever written on them. I don't know. I quite like a plushy lobster from Maine or something. I'm not averse. I've stopped buying that sort of thing. Really, I tend to be. Souvenir wise, I tend to I take pictures. My photographs of my souvenirs nowadays.
Yes,
so I'm less inclined.
I mean, when I used to do my Shy Yeti on location videos, that in itself was a great,
souvenir,
because I was like, there's me in a place, doing something of mine that's creative, but I've still got them to watch. It's nice to have them, and I was. I saw somebody. One of the YouTube channels I watched, The Endless Adventure. They went to San Diego, and reminded me that I'd done a video in San Diego, and that they were going on about that. There's a bay like the La Jolla Cave, I think, La Jolla Cove. Which, when I went there, I didn't even know how you're supposed to pronounce it. So I've only just learned after 15 years how you're supposed to pronounce it. But they went there with the sea lions, and they would say, "Oh gosh, it smells to high heaven here." And I was thinking back and thinking, did it smell? It must have done, but I don't remember the smell now. I remember doing a video and mucking around in a cave and being silly. It's, one of the things, like you were saying about bookmarks, and one of my things I like to buy is fridge magnets. My fridge is barely.
I used to get those from my mother. I always used to get her a fridge magnet when we went anywhere back in the day. So I can see the appeal.
I also quite like snow globes. I don't have loads of them, but I've got one or two nice ones. And also from Prague, I bought and it's the. You know how much I'm not a big fan of Christmas, but I have a babushka, but it's not a babushka doll. It's a Santa Claus,
right?
Babushka or Santa Claus doll with lots of Santa Clauses inside one another. I don't even put him away now. He just sits on the shelf, and then at Christmas I tend to take his innards out and put all the other and have him standing around. I don't think I did it this year. I'm very sorry, Santa. I'll have to do that. But he's become so much part of. I used to sort of tuck him away, but then over the years I couldn't be bothered, and I thought it was just quite nice to have him standing there. Yeah. But now I've almost forgotten that he's there all the time.
Yeah, my beloved used to like to get interesting Christmas decorations from places. I mean, that's again, I can see the appeal of that. I don't know. It's interesting. I went to London a couple of years ago, and they at the Great Orme, and they had this incredibly naff tat shop of the. I don't know if you remember. There was a sketch for Not 9 O'Clock News a long time ago. That where they particularly denigrate particularly awful tat, and I think it's interesting because it is. I mean, there's a lot of terrible things in these shops that you actually look at them and think, God, no, why would anybody spend their money on them? And yet people obviously do. And there are people who have, shelves full of gloriously awful things that they bought in tat shops around the world. And fair enough. And yet I was always a sucker for, when I went to America specifically, which we haven't done for a long time now for reasons, but and it's not reasons that we're not allowed to. It's just reasons of the presidents they keep picking. But I was a sucker for a sweatshirt with the place name on it. That was the thing. I don't often, generally speaking, I don't often wear T-shirts. I don't have like Doctor Who T-shirts, or I'm not really that kind of. I don't particularly like being labelled, but people walk in and they'll make assumptions about you because you're wearing a Thunderbirds T-shirt or something. I'm not a big fan of that, but when I'm in America, I quite like to buy something that has San Francisco written on it, or Boston, and so whilst I wasn't much of a one for the tat shop, I would buy these sweatshirts or hoodies rather, or the I mean, I know you're a fan of the baseball cap, but I liked those. I like to have a thing with the name of a place I went to. I did get into that for a while. I've not done that for quite a while either because we haven't actually been anywhere. But no, it is interesting that the tourist tat is something that I can be quite dismissive of, but I've obviously succumbed to it over the years as well. You know.
I have a lovely new baseball cap, which is from Air Asia, because I even have certain friends of the show send me hats, buy me hats, they know I like hats. The only reason I haven't been wearing the Air Asia one that much yet is that it's red, a red baseball cap. So
it has associations.
It's a bit MAGA. It's a bit MAGA. But I still wear it around. I wear it around the house. It's a very nice one. It's just afraid I don't want to be seen from a distance.
No, people just think they might miss. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, but I think the other interesting thing is that I mean, because as I said right at the beginning of this, I do live in a house that is full of bits of tat, you know, and I would now equate. The people who go into tourist tat shops and they say if they see the I can't even think of the thing that I'm thinking of. I just know there were some terrible like crystal things. I remember there were crystal skulls. I think in the one in Llandudno that I just thought, why would anybody want them? But you can see, and again, sometimes it's about just something cheap to buy for the children. Sometimes it's to actually shut the children up. Here's like when you go into a museum shop, there's lots and lots of exciting, interesting books, but basically there's also an awful lot of pencils or rubbers or pencil sharpeners that are a couple of quid, that if the kid's going, I want something, you can go, here, have a rubber dinosaur.
Can you hear this?
Oh, okay.
That's a biro. One of my recent pieces of tat. This was bought last summer.
No! I've insulted him now. I've insulted his tat. No, go on.
No. I'm just saying. I know. I think we're very similar. Very. I have to. I went to Avebury and recorded an episode with Muffley, and we had to go into the tat shop, and there was a national. I think it's national. I can't remember if it's National Trust or whether it's the other one. But it was shut. It was a Sunday and it was shut for renovations, and I was very disappointed that I couldn't get in there and buy like some marmalade or something. Because there's
well, that's good tat, isn't it? I mean, we will always go in an RNLI shop and buy something, and it's still the same tat, but it's got RNLI on it, you know. So you kind of think, well, that's fine. I mean, that's doing something for charity, and you can sort of take a little bit of moral high ground or whatever, you know. I'm doing some good by buying this thermos flask with RNLI written on it, you know.
You never have too many jars of jam.
Yeah. I mean, I get very obsessed about corgi toy lifeboats, you know.
I've got a couple more subjects, but I want us to do before we finish.
I did actually want to say that one of the interesting things about me is that as a Doctor Who fan, there is enormous amounts of tat that they can sell you, and I have. Over the last few years, I've resisted the figures, you know, the action figures or whatever. I don't collect those. But basically, if they re-release the same show in another bloody format, or another book comes out, it ends up on my shelf, even if I never read it. It is. The collector gene is strong in collectors of Star Wars. I mean, I have magazines piled around me that are just. Why do I need another copy of a Starburst special? You know,
I think I have. You know, because I guess you can. You know, a souvenir of a convention would have been an autograph.
Yes.
Now it's quite a big business of paying for the autographs, whereas when I used to go to conventions, that was just part of that. But when I used to go, that was just part of the money you'd paid to go to the convention. You weren't paying more to get an autograph with the guests, and there weren't people taking photographs. I guess they couldn't get the things developed as quickly back in when I used to go.
But I think my other thing with tat is that I unfortunately have a little bit of a hoarder gene, and so I find it very difficult to get rid of things with books especially, but generally, like I say, if you looked around this place, you would realise. I mean, I can look across and I can just realise that actually, Christ, my life is full of tat. Even if it's not the stuff you get from tat shops, it's still. You know, I'm surrounded by crap.
The worst one is when you have bought those furry little trinkets. It's like trying to get rid of those, I start to give I can't put that bear in the bin. He imagine what he'd feel like. He'd be like in the dark, not knowing what's going to happen.
The rejection.
I'll just keep him for a little bit longer.
Oh dear, Paul. I think that we've just got it bad, and they saw us coming, and it's all part of living in a capitalist society, and we buy into it, unfortunately. But I need less tat in my life, but I still acquire more of it. So what's the answer? I don't know. Anyway, you said you had other things.
I had a couple more.
Okay.
Well, one of them is like the price of a bit, like the price of a beer or the price of a coffee. My take on this was going to be that when does it get so much that you kind of okay, well, I don't think I'm going to have a coffee at the station today because it's that's how I feel at the moment. Or I mean, I don't commute like I used to, but probably in the day I'd have got a coffee in the morning. I'd have probably got one on the way home because I would be. I'm still in my head. I'm still sort of remember when I had tea when I come back from school. So sort of between 5 and 6, I'd be having tea. Whereas when you're an adult and you're kind of coming back from work, that's. So sometimes in my commutes, I'd be feeling, I could be doing with my tea, but I'm still an hour and a half away from home.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time very poor when I was younger. I mean, I had a mortgage to pay and only one income, and all the very reasons that people don't have a lot of spare cash. So for a very long time, I used to. Well, if I was still working, I probably still would. I took sandwiches to work with me. I didn't go out and buy a sandwich. I always, for year after year after year, I would get up, make a sandwich, shove a bag of crisps in a bag or whatever. Most of the jobs I had coffee machines, so it was never. I never got into the habit of going out for coffee from work, if you see what I mean, or going out at lunchtime and buying a sandwich. But when we go out on the walks now, it's quite nice to go to a cafe. I don't really resent going into a cafe and paying £3 for a coffee. I mean, I do kind of find my mind can't quite compute if you go into a cafe and order a slice of toast, that a loaf of bread that would cost you £1.50, one slice of it costs you £1.50. I find I can't quite justify that, so then I go and buy a £4 cake instead.
Well, presumably you're and I've bought some. Maybe we get sponsorship. I bought some really nice cakes from the Co-op.
Oh yeah,
and the cake, which would probably easily get between 4 and 6 slices, is less than say a muffin in a big mainstream coffee shop. I presume if you're going somewhere where there's a coffee is £3, that it's not one of those. It's
most of the cafes, they're just ordinary cafes. If you I mean, I don't have the double frappe latte, blah blah, or all that stuff. I mean, I know that if people are paying £7 or £8 for a coffee, they're being overcharged as far as I'm concerned.
I wouldn't mind paying £3. Back when I was commuting, that's probably what I was paying. But it's just now. I'm kind of like
it's just an ordinary coffee. We don't call them Americanos anymore for obvious reasons, but it's generally speaking just an ordinary hot coffee. I mean, to be honest, you can go in some places and there are only a couple of, even like £1.50 these days. But it does depend. I mean, you have to not be buying into the branding aspect.
Mainly when I see coffee shops these days, it's when I'm going on a train, and some of those station ones can, even the ones that aren't big chains, can be, £4 or £5, and I tend to let fate decide whether I'm having one. If the train's on time and I've only got 2 minutes, then I'm not going to get a coffee, and I don't regret not having a.
I suppose the other thing is, Paul, that I'm up north and not in London, and in that London, so London prices are a lot more anyway. I think actually once you're out in the wilds of the frozen north, things get a little bit cheaper, but not.
There was a time when, after I started working, where I would take, going to one of the more famous coffee places, that would be a real treat, and I really look forward to it.
Yes.
But then I was thinking, gosh, yes, but how much? That's a lot of money. So what I do now is I think that's probably why I'm less worried about getting a coffee during a journey. I mean, I could take a flask with me, but it just seems most of my journeys aren't that long.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing is buying nice coffee from places like the Algerian coffee shop in Soho.
Go independent. That's the thing. Go independent.
And they're really. And I just recently bought a. I used to have a manual coffee grinder, but with my rheumatism, that's not a good idea. So I bought an electric one for about 10 quid. So I even do it with the coffee beans.
Oh, I burned out the engines of so many electric grinders. But yes.
But it's nice. I've sort of got to the stage where, if I'm by myself, I'm not interested in drinking alcohol by myself. I will have friends come over. So instead, coffee has replaced that, because I can drink coffee till I go to bed and still go to sleep. It doesn't keep me awake, but it's nice having all these different flavours. And I tend to make a pouch last 7 days or something, and some days I skip, maybe I don't have. So and one of those pouches is only about only slightly more than one cup of coffee would.
Well, this is it. I mean, you make your choices. I mean, it's interesting to me actually, because I'm more often than not, I'm a driver, so I don't really drink when I'm out and about. If I meet people or whatever, I tend to have a Diet Coke or something. It's not beer is not. I don't go out for a beer very much because of various reasons. But I think the interesting thing to me is that the last time if I go out for a meal in a pub, we'll order drinks and it just comes on the bill and I don't really think about the price of the beer. But actually the interesting thing is if you just have a beer. I went into for various reasons a couple of years ago, we were very late arriving at a place we were staying. And we hadn't had a drink because of traffic problems. So what happened was we checked in, and we thought, I really could do with a drink. So we went to the pub, and I was absolutely appalled that I just bought a soft drink and a pint, and it was over a tenner. And I just thought, sorry, whereas I wouldn't have noticed it if we'd been having a meal, but for some reason, just I handed over a tenner and she sort of said, it's more than that, mate. And I was like, I was really embarrassed, but also really quite shocked that just having a couple of drinks in, a round of drinks for two people would be more than 10 quid. And it fascinates me, this, because I know pubs are struggling. I get that pubs are struggling, but what I think the interesting thing is that when people can get Sky Television in their own house, when people can buy a case of their beer of choice in the supermarket, I can actually understand that the pub is not going to compete unless it is a big part of your personal culture. I can't really see. I mean, I remember when I was a student, which again I know is a very long time ago now, but I would go to the pub and I would have a fiver in my pocket and I wouldn't feel that I was short of money for the evening, and we would get gloriously drunk on 5 quid. When I was a little bit older and I was going into town, I would stick £10 in my pocket and would still not feel I had not enough money. But now, if you had a really sort of big night out with friends and you had sort of 4 or 5 rounds, you didn't feel that a tenner was difficult. But now, if it's going to cost you 30 quid for a round of beers for say 6 people, I think people will just think, I'm not doing it, and I think it's not unreasonable to think that is over the top, really. And I don't know. I mean, people make choices, and maybe I'm just not used to those kind of prices. But I do sort of. I mean, various. My circumstances are different to what they were, but also, people. I'm always amazed how much people are prepared to spend on a night out. Really, they seem to think a couple of £100 for a night out is reasonable, and I think, oh God, no. I think that's a lot. But
I used to, like, at the beginning of the month, like the first weekend nearest to payday, I'd sometimes this is when I was younger. That would be the night or the weekend where I'd be going to the nightclub or going out, and then as the month went on, things got more frugal.
But to me, this is the other thing. I mean, I have friends. I mean, I'm not a sports fan, but I have friends who go to football matches, and I can't believe what they pay for the tickets. But I have other friends who who go to all the concerts, and you find out they're paying £80-90 a ticket. I still think in my head that 15 quid is a lot of money to pay for a concert. You know?
Yeah,
and it isn't,
yeah.
but it still feels that is where my benchmark would be. And I'm fascinated to how things got so commodified and so expensive, and people didn't seem to complain. They just think that's perfectly normal, and I find that bizarre.
And also, like, there used to be a bit more of a hierarchy of, like, like if you're going to see something like Radiohead or a serious band, then you might expect to pay more. But if you're going to see some sort of bubblegum pop star, then that would be less because, well, they're very disposable and that sort of thing. But now all these disposable stars have been around for a long time, for like sometimes 20, 30, 40 years. They're on the same league, in the same league as those serious. In fact, there are less serious rock bands around.
I mean, you know what I'm like. I mean, I'm not a huge music fan anyway. I mean, I know I can talk about music, and I enjoyed music when I was younger, but I don't feel any kind of need to actually stand in a room with the band. That's just not been, you know, the concert does not appeal to me as a thing. I have friends who go to concerts a lot, and you know, good luck to them. I don't criticise people for going, but I just haven't. I don't see any requirement for me to be able to go, oh, well, I was there, because that aspect of it just doesn't bother me. And again, I'm amazed how often I see people and they'll talk about the fact that they were behind somebody at a concert, and the person, instead of watching the stage, was watching their phone while they were recording the stage, and all those things strike me as slightly bizarre.
Yeah. It's funny enough, I was just watching a video, which is a few years old now, with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lady Gaga talking about how, particularly with Lady Gaga being on stage, like doing, is that how what it means, that how many people are like just they're pointing are they really enjoying the moment because they're so busy trying to get a souvenir?
Well, I wouldn't see. The thing to me is I have absolutely, you know, the people who. I mean, I get it, because I know sports fans are the same. You know, they want when they're with other sports fans, they'll say, "Oh, you know, what were you there when X scored that goal on, you know, in that game or whatever?" And that is important to them, but that really has no bearing on my life at all. I don't care. I don't need to be able to say, "Oh, I saw the Rolling Stones live in '82 or whatever." It just doesn't excite me in a way that it obviously does enough people who are prepared to, you know, get the, I don't know, Oasis tickets sell out in 5 minutes or whatever, and pay ridiculously over the odds for them. I don't see the appeal of that, but obviously it appeals to enough people that, you know, it's there for people to do. So you know, I'm obviously in the minority there.
I used to go to gigs, but not when they were, not the sort of bands that were expecting that much. But I've got one last subject, and it's going for a haircut. Any thoughts? Any thoughts?
Oh dear God! For many years, I was hairier than I needed to be. I wasn't a big fan of regular haircuts. When I was a student, I remember there was a lovely little. I was a student in South Wales, and in the place I lived was in a village, and so there wasn't a barber's. There was a little salon above a shop. So I used to go in every couple of months, and this lady would cut my hair, and that was fine. And throughout my adult life, I have had a regular place I go, because once I've found a place, I'll just go back to it. And then my mum actually, funnily enough, put me onto her hairdressers. So I had the same person cut my hair for many years, but then COVID happened, and when COVID happened and you couldn't go to hair places, basically since we discovered the home clipper, my partner now cuts my hair, and I'm quite happy for her to do that. So I mean, I don't have the most styling. You get to my age, you don't really worry about style very much. You know, I don't need to pay. Again, I suppose it comes down to money, but I don't need to pay somebody 30 quid to, I mean, I know that for women, it's I think it's 70, 80 quid is a kind of minimum these days, which is shocks and
to even have hair to be worried about. A number of us on the Shadow podcast don't have.
Well, there is that, of course, yes, but no, I used to not like it, but I was quite happy as long as I'd found somewhere that didn't laugh and point. I was quite happy with it.
How long was your hair its longest? Did it touch your shoulders or even?
Oh, no longer than that. I can. I have photographs. Certainly, when I was before I went to college, I was. I can understand why I didn't get lucky very often when I was a student. Let's put it that way. I was a very in an era where it's funny actually, because nowadays people are very. Even with people with long hair, are very well groomed. They look after it a lot. But I was just someone who never bothered to get a haircut and didn't really care much about. I've never been very bothered about personal appearance from that point of view. So
you're like Neil from The Young Ones.
Well, yeah, except it wasn't straight. You know, it wasn't straight hair. It was always a bit curly and a bit. It was just I had very ratty hair. And I look at those pictures now and I think, no wonder nobody wanted to sleep with you, young man. But and fair enough. But and possibly my life turned out better because of that. But it's I don't know.
I never had sort of long hair in that sense, and I never had an outrageous. I was very, very boring, but.
I'm just very lazy, Paul. That's my problem. I've always been very lazy when it comes to things like. I'm still amazed how much young men now spend on personal grooming, because it just wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't on my radar. It never has been on my radar. So
even things like going to the gym as well. That wasn't things we did in the 90s. Nobody went to the gym in the 90s.
No. Well, I still wouldn't.
No, well, me too. I went swimming, but that's because I enjoy swimming, and I guess it is exercise. All the exercise I ever did, like hiking or cycling or swimming, were all things I enjoyed. I don't associate them with exercise.
I'm just reluctant about a lot of the things that other people do. There's a lot of things about family life and stuff that I find very tiresome, and I'm just not really interested in. I think there's just an awful lot of things that people think of as ordinary that I just don't find very interesting, and I don't know what that makes me, apart from a little bit of an outlier. But no, actually, just having my haircut was just never a priority. It just didn't bother me that much. I mean, it probably bothered me slightly more when I was in relationships than when I wasn't. But I mean, I remember when I split up after one particularly long-term relationship, I went and had a suede head done. And I sort of looked like a sort of not like Michael Stipe, but that kind of very, very suede head look, and that was a reaction to something. So there were, I suppose, images that hair is a way of showing that you're unhappy or whatever. But no, I don't really think it was ever something that I was particularly worried about. I'm more worried about going into a place and them, mocking me so once I found a hairdresser's that just I could go in without worrying about it. There was always this worry that I'd do something wrong, or I'd walk through the door and say, "Can you cut me hair?" And they go, "Oh, you have to make an appointment there and come back in 3 weeks." and I just all that's in the same way that when you find a restaurant that you like, you go back to it. It's the same kind of thing. It's more the possibility of humiliation that bothered me about haircuts.
I think I only ever went to like 3 hairdressers in my life, except for, I do remember having, for some reason, having a haircut on Alderney, of all places. But generally, I had one near my parents, which I went to for years, and I would always time a haircut when I came home. So I never had a Birmingham hairdresser. I was always I was so nervous about, I don't know what I do. So I'll have my hair cut in the holidays or when I'm back for a visit. And then I think I may have had one, there may have been one in Camberley when I lived there, but my friend Callum also lived, so I would have gone to his hairdresser knowing that it was safe, because.
Yes.
And then I think maybe when we moved to Woking, there was one in Woking that we both went to, but I might even be wrong about that. And then by the time it got into the noughties, I started doing it myself and shaving my hair and my hair much shorter. And I haven't been to a barber for over 20 years probably now.
No, but I think it's interesting that, because I think there's an aspect of that, and I think it's the same way that I've never if I've been in a hotel, I've never been particularly one for going to the sauna or going to the pampering weekend. Does not fill me with any kind of desire at all. I just don't want to do those things.
Almost the opposite of fear. Going for a massage, having a stranger sort of pummeling me. No, thank you.
But those kinds of things just don't appeal to me on whatever level, and yet they seem perfectly normal for other people. In the same way that going to the races seems to be perfectly normal for some people. And the idea of it just filled me with a kind of, I don't know, maybe it's a social dread. I have a lot of social dread, so maybe
I did go to the racing because I lived near Ascot, and Callum went, and I used to go with Callum, and then I started going with him to give him company as he travelled around the country, going to lots of different places. But I got to a point where I wasn't that interested, and really when it started, it was more about having a pint between each race and being quite legless by the one. We were never legless, but we were pretty tipsy by the end of a racing meet. So there was a social aspect with a friend, and it was a new friend. So when you make new friends, it's all quite exciting and everything. My most embarrassing haircut has been preserved for history, though, because before I obviously decided that I needed to time hair cutting with going back to Salisbury when I was at university. I tried to cut my own hair to save money, and all I did was cut my fringe.
Right.
So I have everything else was pretty much the same, but the fringe was quite short. And there's at least one episode of, mostly I was behind the camera on Sutton Park. Right. Although as it went on, I was in front of the camera more and more.
Yes.
But there's definitely an episode from about '93 where that fringe is preserved. Actually, going back to her, I saw. I think Lady Gaga currently has the same fringe look, but somehow makes it work a lot better because she's
like that,
looking. Whereas
the Slade.
Yes,
sketches.
It was a bit like that. It was a bit like that. So my hair wasn't as long as Slade's were, but yeah, it was.
Wow.
And I also had curly hair, so. But
it's a terrible thing to just be doing these discussions in audio, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I do still have the Sutton Park episode. I'll have to find it and take a screen grab. Anyway, well, thank you very much, Martin.
Always a joy, Paul.
I think we had a good old grumble, but it's always it's got to that stage where it's quite cathartic, and
indeed.
I feel like we're each other's psychiatrists or whatever, or counsellors.
Well, it works. Whatever works. That's the thing. Thank you very much. It's always a joy, Paul. I'll speak to you soon. You take care.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye for now.
I'm beginning to come out of. I think I'm beginning to come out of the. I was just talking to Toppy Smelly, guys. He just gave me a call. I was so relaxed. I think he wondered what was wrong, but I said I'd call him back later. But yes.
I'm convinced. Cromarty, I think your potion seems to have worked wonders for Paul.
Yes. Yeah, it really has. Yes, but don't take it to the wig on though. So it's fine. Oh, is this Eek arriving? I think it might be. Eek, is that you?
No, there's too many people. I'm stressed.
This will be the last one. It's fine. Eek, is that you?
Yes, Paul. Sorry. I'm only popping in quickly because I need to go and see Sister Ooh. How are you all? How are you, Hubert?
Terrible. Just terrible. Terrible. I'm paranoid. I'm frantic. I'm upset. I'm depressed. So many things.
But we have Cromarty's knocked up an anxiety reducing potion. So once he takes that, he'll be fine. I just took a little bit, and wow, I was really relaxed. I only had a little sip, and I was really relaxed for about 10 minutes. It seems to have worked.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, I'm just dropping in a bottle of the Shy Life Podcast perfume. Version 2.
Version 2, yes.
Looks suspicious. I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It can just have a word.
Of course, Paul.
Out of Hubert's earshot. Okay.
Yes, Paul. I know what you're worried about. No, I have done.
I can still hear you.
It's fine. It's just that the perfume. Last time we tried it, it made us all fall in love with ourselves. Well, it didn't to me because I wasn't in the room, but it did to everybody else. That was the Valentine's episode.
Yes, Paul. I've taken it since then, and this is good. You'll like it. It'll make you smell great.
Well, I mean, I hope we all get a bottle soon.
Yes. I just thought that I'd bring one over to Hubert as a gift.
That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Yeah.
All right. Do you think I can trust this, Paul?
Shall I? I'll give myself a squirt, and if you like the smell of it, then,
yes. Good idea.
Here we go.
You try it.
Squirt. There's not much of a sound effect for squirting, but believe me, I am squirting myself with this.
Yes, he is. Audience, I can verify that he's certainly squirting that bottle.
How do I smell? That's quite a nice smell.
Kind of like sandalwood and turpentine. Yes,
and the tears of podcasters, of course.
And the tears of podcasting.
Cromarty, can you fetch me a mirror? Of course, Paul. Yeah, here you go. No, I'm not falling in love with myself. It seems like whatever you've tweaked, it's done the job.
Oh, I am glad. Well, I've got to run along. I hope you enjoy the perfume.
Well, I suppose I should thank you. Well, thanks. I hope it works.
More cologne than perfume, I'd say. It's for the gentleman like Hubert, the man about town, the confident man about town.
Yes.
Yes, whatever you say. I'll see you later.
All right. Right,
did you hear that, Paul? I almost hyperventilated there. No, that's how much anxiety I have.
We won't stick around much longer.
Oh, good.
Because time's getting on, and you need to just chill out, take the potion, and maybe douse yourself in cologne, so you'll just be able to enjoy the experience of the nice smells, and you can have an early dinner and an early night. That sounds perfect, knowing that the magpies are going to be sort of, there to keep an eye on you, and you're fine. You have your own team of bodyguards. And Dealey will stay, won't you? Not sure where Dealey's gone. Yeah. That sounds good.
I feel the need to be alone, and thank you all for. Well, you've been kind and trying to help, but also your presence is very annoying. So,
hello.
Oh,
God. Everybody.
Jeez.
How are you doing, Hubert? He's fine. It's Uncle John. We're just leaving.
Yes, everyone's leaving, Uncle John.
because Hubert needs to take a potion which is going to relax him, and then he's just going to have a very relaxing evening. He's going to try the new perfume, which smells great, by the way. Oh, I did wonder, is it you that smells nice? Yes, it's the Charlotte Podcast perfume, or cologne, or whatever. It's not on the market yet, but they've definitely tweaked it, and I haven't fallen in love with anybody or myself. More importantly, like what happened that first time. That's good, Paul. Oh well, yes. I'm just back earlier than I expected, but I don't suppose you'll need my company, Hubert. But I will be next door if you if you happen to require me for anything. So just knock on the door. Just knock on the door. You do know that if you that picture you've got of your is that your mother or your father? I can't tell. On the wall, if you swing it back, there's a hole, and you can speak through it, and I can peek through. Yeah. So yeah.
How long has that been there? I never knew about this. Now you're making me feel very paranoid.
No, it's fine. It's just a way we can contact each other in an emergency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listeners, I think that's about all we've got time for. We need to leave Hubert to just chill out, and looks like that's going to be possible. So Hubert, take care. If you're worried about anything, we're not far, but just try and get an early night. Try and get relaxed, because I imagine you've not slept well. You do look. The bags under your eye. I mean,
suitcases.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listeners, join us again soon. You take care, and we'll be back soon. And
right. Yeah. Good night. Bye. So long. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, listeners. Yes, goodbye. Yes. Okay. Oh dear.
Finally, alone. Oh, just too much stress. Now those bottles. I think this is a good time to try. Yeah, one's a potion and drink, and one's this must be the one I sprinkle on me. Let's try it. Tingling, yes, and I'll drink this one. Yep. Oh, odd taste. I don't feel any different. Their claims are probably false anyways. Oh, I need to get some sleep. Audience, I didn't know you were still here. You may vacate too. I must get some sleep.
Hi, listeners. It's the next day. I thought I'd just do a little recording and check in. Everything seems to be. I haven't heard from Hubert yet, but that's all right. I just need to answer this. Hubert, how are you?
Good morning, Paul. Oh, it's so good to see your face, and the sunshine, and you're awake, and what a beautiful, beautiful morning it is. May I come in there, kind sir?
Please, yes, do.
Oh, thank you.
Come in.
Thank you. Look, I've made you some fresh hot muffins, and they're an old recipe from my mother. And I just felt like baking this morning, and I knew that you were here and you might enjoy some fresh hot muffins with your coffee.
Oh, well,
yeah, I'll just set them down here.
All right, thank you. Gosh, I didn't even know you baked.
Yes.
I mean, if this is a thank you for, everything yesterday, then you really didn't need to, but thank you.
Oh, yes, I did. You all have done so much for me over the times that I've spent here. Why, allowing me to live with those wonderful magpies and that giving, wonderful personality. Yeti Uncle John, he's such a lovely man, so helpful. He's been helpful. Oh, you've all been so helpful. Have a hot muffin.
Oh, thank you. I will. Gosh, well, it's nice to see you feeling more upbeat, confident. Will you be opening up the bar again today?
Oh, yes. I can't wait to have people come, and I just want to be able to be there for them and serve them good drinks and good food, and the camaraderie and fellowship of owning a bar. There's nothing like it. It's a wonderful thing.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, much. Isn't it a gorgeous day?
Yes.
Oh, I love what you've done with your flat pole. It's absolutely, it's just wonderful. So comfortable here.
I gotta go now. Bye.
I want to go with you.
Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Thank you, darling. And you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, that sounded good.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god. You're a man of culture as well.
Meanwhile, back at the magpie hut. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, hello, Yeti Uncle John. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just getting the rubbish. It's rubbish day today, so I'm just doing some rubbish, and I'm just collecting Hubert's rubbish as well. We bag it up together and then take it to the news collection point. Oh yes, that's good. What are these doing here? I don't know. But these are these one of them is the perfume bottle, and one of them is the anxiety medication. But they're both. He can't have used them all already. Well, I don't know. Has he? Well, they're empty unless he dropped them on the floor and smashed them. Well, I don't know. I guess everything's fine. Here comes Hubert now.
Yes, hello. Well, how good to see both of you. It's a fine day, isn't it? Oh, what have you there?
Well, I was just concerned that you seem to have used the all of the potion and all of the cologne.
Yes,
they weren't meant to be used in one go.
Oh well, I don't know. It seemed fine to me. I think yes, I drank that one, and Yes, that one I sprinkled all over me. And I feel wonderful. I feel absolutely wonderful. Aren't you kind to come and look after me?
I guess you will need more of the anxiety medication, or do you think that you're feeling better?
I'm feeling tremendously better thanks to your kind, helpful potion and of course that wonderful alien Ick. I must find him and thank him at once. Oh, you've all been so helpful. I feel wonderful, and both of you look fine today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, in fact, you should both sit down and, well, I've got hot muffins that I took up to Paul's, and why don't you have some?
Well,
and we'll have some coffee.
I'll just nip this rubbish to the collection point, and I'll be back, and then
thank you.
Then I'll have some. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, thank you so much. You know, you've always been so kind to me, and there you are taking out my rubbish. Oh, what could be a nicer neighbor?
Well, I'll be back in just a moment. Probably, give us a hand. All right.
All right. Do hurry back, both of you.
Oh, dear Uncle John, I'm concerned. What do you mean? Well, did you not see? He's so positive. Well, that's your anxiety medication. Fair enough, he might have taken a bit too much. No, but did you not see when he pointed at the bottles? I don't know what you mean. They weren't labelled, but you wouldn't know. The one he pointed to and said was the anxiety medication. That was the cologne, and the other bottle was the medication, and he sprayed it all over himself. Oh, I don't understand. Well, he's drunk the cologne, and it's had this effect on him. Or maybe spraying himself with the anxiety medication has had this. I don't know. The combination of the two. Anyway, oh dear, this is very confusing. Oh dear. I hope there aren't any more negative effects. What do you mean? Well, you know, the effects of taking medication or drink, it wouldn't necessarily be immediate. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I guess we better keep an eye on him. Yes, we have to. Oh, dear. Oh, here he comes. Hello, Hubert. I don't think Hubert's there. Where did he go?
Oh, here I am. Oh, I took the liberty of doing all of your ironing. Yes, Uncle John, here you go. I hope you like it.
Oh, thank you very much. It was very kind.
Yes, well, I had a few spare minutes, and Cromitty, I'd be glad to do your laundry, and it's almost therapeutic for me, and I could wash your clothes and do your ironing and fold your socks.
Sounds like a great deal. Yeah, well, I've got lots of other things. The magpies have stuff that needs washing and ironing too.
Oh, how wonderful. I'd be glad to help. You know, I enjoy helping people and making others feel good. Yes, I do.
Oh, dear. He sounds fine to me. Oh, no, this isn't right. Oh, dear. This isn't going to end well. Oh, nonsense. No, everything's fine.
Well, by the way, I also cleaned both of your bathrooms and scrubbed your toilets. Yes.
Thank you. Oh, no, this isn't going to end well. Oh, don't worry about it. But this is the Shy Life podcast. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Oh, well, I guess we'll see next time. Yes.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I love it when Paul's audience stops by. Oh, you're all so beautiful out there. Oh, I do hope you have wonderful days ahead of you. And remember, keep tuning in, because the Shy Life podcast is probably the best, most interesting, special podcast out there. And you can tell Paul I said that.
Just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost. What's going on? What happened?
Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness. That was a darling little shoe. Whoa, I love that one. Great show, Paul. Yeah, that was a good you.
That is beautifully done. I'm going to have some orange squash now. It's an exciting life. Oh, everyone's a critic.
Oi, oi, that's your lot.
793.
You can always phone
793.
793.
793. 793.
793. 现在在这里是
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, you're so cool. You're like the coolest Yeti I've ever met.
Okay, stopping recording now.